to the Biscuits and Blurays podcast, where we watch Blurays and take the biscuit. I'm your host, James. Jade is here also.
Hello.
Hello. It.
Chapter what?
No, we didn't know that.
We did know that.
We didn't know that.
I'm sure we knew that.
No, we didn't.
We did.
They didn't announce it chapter 2 until like a week after chapter 1 did really well.
But when they announced the casting for chapter 1, we knew it was only the child cast we were getting. And everyone who knows the book, who knows the miniseries, knows that it's like 2 big sections.
But what if this hadn't been a good film?
Do you think it would have had like a maybe direct-to-DVD version? I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
I think it was always destined to do well because the miniseries, I think, still holds up.
Yeah. This is obviously the remake of the It book.
Yes.
We should go into a little bit of background on it. You've read the book. You've also seen the entirety of the miniseries.
I have indeed.
So you're well versed in Stephen King. I go ahead and
yeah, I'd like to think I know some bits and pieces about Stephen King. Yeah.
What's his name?
Stephen King.
Oh, damn it. Yeah. Do you like it as a book? Do you think it's spooky? Do you think it's scary?
I think it is very spooky, scary. It's also fucking huge. It's a massive book.
I remember when we moved in together, like there was your copy of it, and then I was like, oh, but I've got my copy of it, and it took up too much room.
Yeah, so we've only had to keep one copy.
So we've sacrificed one copy of it. My copy of it.
Yeah, because mine's an original.
Mine's an original?
Mine's an original from the 80s. How can you not love it?
But the miniseries, did you find it scary?
Yes, but because I saw the miniseries when I was in year 6.
We have a similar school experience, right?
Yeah.
Did it sort of do the rounds at your school where people were like, oh my god, it's the scariest thing you'll ever see?
Yeah, so I saw it when I was in year 6 and it had literally just been on TV. They'd done a rerun of it.
Right.
Which is why everyone's parents had taped it. So that's how we all saw it. And then I had it on tape as well because my dad had already told me and my sister the story of it or bits and pieces of it because we used to go on a lot of walks.
Yeah.
As a child, and if you go around some of the canals and bits and pieces around where we live, you can easily see the story taking shape.
The barons and that.
Yeah, definitely. We live in such a little backwards, horrible town, don't we?
Well, if
anyone
from our town's listening, then we don't mean it.
Yeah, we do.
You're right, though, yeah.
Yeah.
But they remade it. They thought, okay, we're going to do it again.
Yeah, a nice new adaptation of the book.
But we're just going to do it. We're just going to do the kids' bit first.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen the kids' bit of the miniseries.
Mm-hmm.
So that's part 1. And I've seen this. And I've got to say, I don't want to spoil our review of It Chapter 2 later.
Yeah.
But It Chapter 1 is strong. Very much so.
It's the same with the book.
Okay.
Anything to do with the kids is just so good.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it's because it plays into everyone's kind of childhood fears.
Does this one play into anyone's childhood fears?
I think it does, yeah. It did for me.
What are you scared of?
Like, I was like, when you initially went, you're scared of the dark, and you are scared of like things like what you might see. Like, for example, I used to live near a little stream, and I was always really scared because we had some like big sewer pipes and stuff.
Right.
So I was like, oh, there could be something in there.
Ooh, creepy clown. Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Do you think this is scary? This film, right? Yeah.
There's some very creepy moments in it that has stuck with me. Some of the imagery, which I'll talk about in a bit.
Sure.
But not really. I enjoy it more now, but again, I think it's because I've watched the miniseries so much, and I literally watched that like every week.
Okay.
As a child, I loved it.
I have seen. Well, I was into this when this first trailer dropped. I was like, oh shit, they're making it, and then I was obsessed with the trailer. So I would go through it frame by frame and just be like, oh, this is really cool. This is really cool. I have no attachment to it, but I just thought it was cool.
Okay, well, what is it you found so cool about it?
I think
you don't really like horror as much.
I don't like. I think I do though.
You're a secret horror fan.
I'm a secret horror fan, but if I find a horror, because I'm a coward, so if I find a horror film where I can latch myself onto and enjoy. Mm-hmm. I that's my personality for a while.
Yeah.
I saw this 6 times at the cinema.
Wow.
So, I was just like, oh, okay, I'm enjoying this. I like horror done well. Yeah. And it's directed by Andy Muschietti, who I used to be a big fan of.
Okay.
Because he did Mama.
Yeah, Mama's a good film.
Mama's a great film, and I caught that on TV once, and I was like, oh shit, that was really like cool and creepy. But he's also directed The Flash, so I've sort of gone off him a little bit.
Yeah, The Flash is the worst thing I've seen this year.
Dude, I completely disagree.
It's the worst thing I've seen this year.
Anyway, yeah. So I was like, okay, like a good horror film. I'm invested. And I went to opening night of this
Okay, I think I missed opening night because I was on holiday, but then me and my sister took my dad.
Right.
Maybe a couple of days after, because I really wanted the limited edition posters that Odeon was doing.
Yeah.
And I remember even trying to find it on Vinted and stuff afterwards. It was so expensive, and I thought, for something that people got free on opening night, I'm not paying ridiculous money. And obviously, I mean, you and we get together so many years later.
Yeah.
And you've got one.
I've got one.
And what? It's now up in our hallway.
I put it in a frame, didn't I?
You did.
I was like, oh yeah, I've got this. Do you think that's cool? And you went,
oh my God.
It's the free poster we get. That's cool.
But I remember I remember the hype for this being so amazing, and obviously it had all been decorated at the Odeon, and now obviously looking back, you were working there and you did all that.
Yeah.
And I was commenting on it all, like, oh my God, look at all this. How weird how things connect.
It all connects.
It all connects together.
But I remember the vibe of the opening night, and people were wanting a good blockbuster horror. You don't get many big blockbuster, because there's money behind this.
Yeah.
And you can tell.
I think that there was such a good hype that was built up because the trailers were so good.
Yeah. And I think it plays on people's nostalgia a bit.
Yeah, I mean, as well, when you think about Stranger Things and all that sort of thing, that was all kind of back in the public eye a little bit. People were wanting...
You are good at doing segues for me.
Yeah.
Speaking of Stranger Things, the Duffer Brothers were involved at some point. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure where it was. I'm not sure if it was in the writing or the pre-production or anything. Mm-hmm. So that's why I think it has a bit of a Stranger Things feel to it. I think that's why Finn Wolfhard is in it.
Maybe that's why Stranger Things feels the way it does, because it does... you can tell where it gets its...
Yeah. Well, Stranger
from.
Things got there first.
Well, no, because it existed beforehand. And it's...
Yeah, but in terms of...
It's almost like they ripped part of it from the book.
Stranger Things came out, and then this came out.
Yeah, but if you go back even further, you've got the miniseries and the book.
Yeah, but
a lot of Stranger Things ideas came from the original source material.
I see what you are getting at now.
Yeah.
And I like it. This has a feel of like a Spielberg-esque Goonies adventure.
Yeah, it does.
Right?
It does, definitely.
I like that.
I love that.
I wasn't one for going around on bikes around the village.
You weren't?
No. I had a bike. I can ride a bike.
That's the thing for me. I felt like I had my own losers club as a child. It was me and my sister. We were friends with like a group of lads that just used to live next, like on the street next to us. We just used to all go out on our bikes and all hang around this really like weird. It's got, I don't know if you've heard of it. People here might have heard of it. Called the Spider Wreck in Skegby.
No.
It had like a dodgy little stream and it was all like woodland and stuff. Anything could have happened down there.
Okay.
But we just all used to hang around on our bikes and it was all very wholesome and cute and...
It sounds like...
We used to climb cliffs and all sorts. That's the thing, so it felt like we were the losers club.
I think because it does really well at playing... I mean, I didn't have any friends, so...
Oh, no.
I'm a Henry Bowers boy. I was like, he's misunderstood.
No, you were never Henry Bowers.
No.
You're not a bully.
I am a bully.
No, you're not. You're mean to me. Oh, everyone, he's sticking his finger up at me.
If you... But, yeah, so it sort of plays on a... Yeah, these kids are innocent, but they're fearless, you know? But they're all going through something.
Yeah. They're all kind of losers on their own, aren't they? They're all going through their own...
What sort of age do you think these are? 14, 15?
Well, haven't they broke up from high school?
One of them
I don't know the school system in America.
One of them is going through to his bar mitzvah, and I think you have to be...
Is it 14?
14 for that?
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
If it isn't, then let us know.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not familiar necessarily with the school system in America, so I could be getting it completely wrong. So I don't want people to go, "Ha, you knew nothing."
It doesn't feel like... One thing I don't like about this, it doesn't feel like these are kids of the same age.
What do you mean?
Ben Hanscom looks like a little baby.
He's got such chubby cheeks.
He's a little baby.
I had chubby cheeks though when I was growing up.
Shut
up.
Let's go through the kids. So you've got Bill. Oh, I'm not good at second names. Bill
Denborough.
Yeah. He's the main one. I'd say he's the leader of
He's the leader of the losers.
He's the biggest loser. Head loser.
He's head loser. So we find out really early on that he loses his brother.
Yeah.
In one of the scariest segments that people remember.
I think it's one of the most iconic things that people remember.
Yeah.
Like, you think he's appearing in the Storm Drain.
And you think of like the little boy with the yellow rain mark. When you see that now, I think when I see any child like that, I think it's Georgie.
Yeah, Georgie.
Yeah.
In the miniseries, there's a lot they couldn't do because it's on television. They didn't really have the budget for it either. But here, I was completely shocked when I saw Georgie's arm get bitten off.
Yeah.
In the first 5 minutes.
I was, and especially when he's screaming and crying as he's obviously trying to get away. That was really shocking for me. I was like, bloody hell.
That's a very Yorkshire reaction. Oh, bloody hell.
Bloody hell.
I hope that kid's alright.
Yeah.
Then he gets dragged into the storm drain. Yeah, he's the first to go.
He is, but again, we never get that in the other... I'm going to be one of those people now. It's like, we never get this in the source material.
Okay.
Because in the book, he's found just kind of stumbling about without an arm.
Oh.
The arm's never found.
Oh, okay.
And it's same in the miniseries. They know he's been killed, but they don't
show anything.
Other than obviously the teeth coming towards him and Georgie's arm going down the... Yeah.
I don't honestly, it's been a long time since I watched the miniseries.
Yeah, so Tim Curry grabs his arm because he's playing Pennywise, and you see the teeth and you see Georgie screaming, and that's it. It then cuts to like the funeral.
Yeah.
But this it adds more depth in this one by having him just go missing.
Mm-hmm.
We've got and the family don't have that closure. They don't know what's happened to them.
Well, the family do have a bit of closure, but Bill doesn't. Bill is like, he's
somewhere.
He's not dead. He's missing. It's been a year, mate.
Yeah, all the other kids in your town are turning up missing, and they're finding this like hands near storm drains and stuff.
I think as a kid actors, I'm iffy on. Mm-hmm. All of these actors, Georgie included, are fantastic.
Oh god, yeah.
Right?
They're cast so well.
They're cast so well. I wish I knew most of their names.
I don't know most of their names.
One of them's Bill is in Knives Out. Sophia Lillis has obviously gone on to bigger, better things.
No, plays Beverly.
Finn Wolfhard, of course, we know where he's at now. There's the one from Shazam.
He plays Eddie.
Yeah, he's really good. They're all good, is what I'm saying. And I think that's a credit to the casting directors.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's even better in the second one, but we'll get to that in
when we get to that
due
one,
course. Yeah. But I think it's well cast. And I think they're all likeable.
Wasn't this stuck in development hell for years and years and years, though?
No, I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure it was. Because I remember, again, being in secondary school and finding out that they were working on a remake.
Yeah.
And it never really got anywhere.
No.
I don't know if there's been any other casting or what. Obviously, we know there's been casting with Pennywise. Like a recast of that.
Was it a recast or did someone not do that good in the audition?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure that Will got the role initially because it was announced, wasn't it?
Well, you're talking about the story that Will Poulter went for the audition or the part or was cast?
I thought he was cast.
I don't ever remember hearing anything about Will Poulter being cast.
Yes, they said he dropped out because he expressed that he had slowly disengaged from playing a dark and terrifying character. It's because it was in development hell for so long.
But he would have been good, I think.
Yeah.
But I think this put...
Yeah, there's other directors and stuff attached initially as well.
So it did do for a bit then. Oh, okay.
I told you I was following this for quite a long time.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair enough. I guess the studios didn't really want to fuck it up.
Yeah, because I mean, as we've seen with Stephen King adaptations, there's some really, really good ones,
but
there's some terrible ones.
So there's the Shinings, and then there's the Shinings.
The Shinings. Some of it, the source material's poor, and it's hard to adapt.
Stephen King was flying high when he wrote this, though.
Oh yeah.
So,
this was quite early on in his career, though.
Would you say this is his most popular work?
I don't know. I'd say certainly now people know what it is. I think Carrie was more popular, maybe in the 80s. 70s, Carrie was huge, wasn't it?
Yeah. Brian De Palma did it.
I'd say in the here and now, with what people know about him, I think this is in popular culture a lot more.
Yeah. Well, you dressed up as him at Comic-Con.
I did not dress up as the male version of Pennywise. I did like a female anime kind of character, but my boobs were out.
Right.
I had no idea just how much they were out until people took pictures of me there, and they appeared on like Twitter and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, Jesus! Someone should have told me.
Pennywise and 2 balloons.
My 2 balloons, guys.
Bill Skarsgård finally got the part.
He did.
And he's fantastic.
Oh, he's perfect.
Cakes in makeup. I can't recognise him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know when there's so much makeup, but you can still see, oh, okay, that's Skarsgård. I can't see any of that. I think that's pure acting.
I'll say, do you feel like the makeup's wearing him?
No.
Oh. Alright.
Wait, I don't understand.
No.
What do you mean?
I was going to say, how do you feel like he works with the makeup and the costume?
Perfect. I think a lot better than Mike Myers in Cat in the Hat.
Oh my god, that film is...
You know what I mean, though? But this is similar to I'd put it in the same vein as Ledger and Joker.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Wait, you can't recognise that actor, but they're doing so well in so much makeup.
I feel like I could watch Skarsgård in anything else now, and I won't necessarily be thinking of Pennywise.
Because I think he's that verse. It's so different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. But I've not seen him in much else that's been particularly good since.
He was in that Robert Pattinson, Tom Holland one, Devil All the Time.
I don't know.
I think that's what it's called.
I know he was in that TV series, wasn't he, for Netflix?
He was in Deadpool 2.
Yeah, for like 2 seconds.
He was in... he's in John Wick. He's not without work.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting work, but I'd like to see him do some more.
Yeah, but I think once you've done this, I think you can
He's not been the popular Skarsgård, though, has he?
There's too many Skarsgårds.
There's so many Skarsgårds. They're everywhere.
How many Skarsgårds would you give him out of Skarsgårds?
3.
You 3 out of 5 Skarsgårds.
Yeah.
There might be 5 Skarsgårds. I don't know if that's true.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's really good. I like his head. I like his costume design. I like his makeup. I think it's simple. I think it's just on the verge of creepy, but still being... I can see how that character can draw children in.
So compare it to obviously what we see in the miniseries, because that was so iconic. People initially hit the wall when they saw the design for the new Pennywise.
Yeah.
Because it was so different, and it needed to be. They couldn't just copy Tim Curry's. What do you think between both performances?
Tim Curry plays him like like an old comic.
Yeah.
You know, smoking cigars at a club and just like, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you, stuff like that. Whereas this guy plays it a bit more not innocent, but child catchery, if that's the right way.
Which one do you find the most scary?
Oh, this one, absolutely. I think it helps that he can do a slight trick
with the eyes.
And when he's talking and he's around the kids, he's just drooling.
And he can do that thing with his lip, can't he? Where he can can kind of isolate part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a really good use of facial tics.
We love it.
Yeah, but he's really good, and I think it helps that the source material, the script is strong as well.
Yeah, especially when he is the clown. That's where it is. I think the scariest is when he's in his clown form. That's when we get the problems in the second half, which we'll get to later, because we don't get as much of the clown. Yeah. And that's what people like.
People want to see Pennywise.
They do, but then is it becoming oversaturated, where you see too much of him and it's less scary?
I don't think he's in this much. That's probably like 15 minutes altogether if you add it up.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's maybe why they took him out of
the second one. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they added more of him into the second one because people enjoyed it so much.
Yeah, because you're going for the clown, the spooky clown.
Yeah.
But less is more.
It is.
You know what I mean? I don't know. But yeah, so it starts off
with Georgie's death, really.
Well, first of all, how do you like the updating to the 80s? Mm-hmm. Do you?
I do like the update to the 80s.
I agree. I think it's cooler. Mm-hmm. It makes for a better good time.
Well, then it can bring it to the modern day, can't it, as well?
Yeah, because like we're not scared of anything from the 50s anymore.
Yes, we were discussing this. Obviously, what the characters see, because that's how it is trying to lure them in with terrifying them. Is using their worst fears against them. Mm-hmm. In the book, they're all scared of very 50s monsters. Creature
from the Black Lagoon, werewolves, the Mummy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas no one's scared of that shit anymore.
Yeah, it's not as scary, I think, to modern audiences. That's why they've tried to nudge it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Stephen King famously came out and said he really liked the picture. The picture that stands
afraid of. Of course.
He liked the painting. I personally thought that were a bag of crap.
I like it. I
thought it was too CGI.
Well, strap in. Because all that happens in the second one. I think there's still quite a lot of practical stuff here.
Yeah.
I don't think it's all the way there. I mean, we talk about The Exorcist. That's all practical. Whereas you've got to use CGI sometimes. Mm-hmm. But I feel like it's done sparingly. I think they've only had to do it if they've really had to. Like when he's changing forms like in front of them. I think obviously you're going to...
Yeah, like for example, I like the leopard design, but I'd like his face not to have been maybe quite... more human looking, I think would have been scarier.
Yeah. You don't know what a leopard looks like. A leopard could look like that.
Well, we've seen pictures of what leprosy does to people.
All I ever think is of Life of Brian.
Oh, yeah.
Spare a talent for an old ex-lover. So, yeah, he's scared of... one of them's scared of disease and germs. So, obviously, he's scared of leper.
That's why he sees the leper, yeah.
Bev is scared of... Well, this is interesting.
we really got into a conversation about this, didn't we?
Tiny little bit, because there's a scene early on where she's in the chemist and she's just stood in front of a wall of sanitary products. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, okay. And then obviously she's going through something with her dad, and you made a very good point.
Yeah, she says she kind of picks up the box of Tampax and she's like, oh, she's going to pay for him, and she feels a bit like out of sorts.
Yeah.
Don't know if she's mad because she doesn't have a mum character in there for her, but we see her dad being all creepy around her and like touching her hair.
Yeah.
And then she goes to the toilet and cuts it all off.
Mm-hmm. And then that's just where she sees all the like the blood and
it's
stuff.
a bit later on, isn't it? Because when the hair comes back
out,
and
yeah.
it holds her down and the blood hits her.
And she's scared of becoming a woman.
Well, so yeah, it's got kind of good connotations to being a woman.
I mean, obviously I can't relate to that. I am a man. But I do appreciate that sort of symbolism.
But we even see in like earlier scenes where she's leaving school and stuff, she's got like shorts on underneath all of her dresses. So it's something she's clearly very aware of.
It's sad that this is the world we live in, but it is what it is.
I mean, because after what we see later on in the film with what her dad attempts to do, whether or not it was him or under Pennywise's influence.
Yeah.
It's a good job she was doing that.
Yeah. Bill is obviously hung up on Georgie and his loss of Georgie. Mike is scared of the building that burnt down his parents died in.
Did his parents die separately?
I thought his parents died in a building.
I thought they died in a building where they died in a fire, didn't they?
Yeah.
And then that links to an actual something
fire
that happened in Derry.
Yeah.
Where they think it's like a racist thing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where a nightclub's targeted.
Yeah.
There's a fire at the Black Spot.
The Black Spot, yeah. So Richie is scared of clowns, but you don't learn that he's the last one to get his fear announced. Mm-hmm. Stan is scared of the painting in the thing. Mm-hmm. In the...
These are all updated as well. These aren't necessarily what they were originally all scared of or see.
Who's the other one scared of? Ben. What's Ben scared of?
This was the scariest bit for me.
Go on.
The egg hunt. The library.
Egg hunt.
Egg hunt boy. Oh, here he is.
Right.
Egg boy.
Egg boy. Yeah.
That scene's really creepy.
Well, this is why I think this one works so well. Is because little details in the back of certain shots work in this one's favour. Yeah. For instance, the scene you've just mentioned, the bit in the library, there's the librarian who's like, oh, you should be out, with your friends and stuff. And then he's reading the book about this explosion at
the old Derry Iron Works.
And the librarian is just staring at him. Like, not in focus, in the background, but she's clearly staring at him.
And grinning.
Yeah. And I think, that's really good directing.
And as she's doing it, obviously the nursery rhyme's getting louder and louder, isn't it? As he's flicking the pages and he thinks, oh, there's a child's head in a tree. That was really scary when I was watching it back. I was thinking, oh, that's really dark.
I'm glad Oranges and Lemons is getting some playtime. Because that was one of my favourite ones. But
I thought it was great when it played over the credits.
Yeah. But it's creepy. It's a creepy nursery rhyme. Because it's plague times?
No, that's Ring Around the Roses.
What am I thinking? What's Oranges and Lemons then?
They name all different church bells, don't they?
Bells of St. Clements. I'm sure it's got some connotations to something bad.
Here comes the chop of your head bits. Has it got something to do with executions? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Nursery rhymes just in general are creepy, guys.
Stop singing nursery rhymes. These kids are sort of like pushed together because some of them are being bullied as well. Henry Bowers. What do you think to Henry Bowers?
Henry Bowers, I think he's done a little bit of a disservice in this.
That's interesting. Go on.
I mean, start of all, I like the fact that we've got Patrick in this. Patrick Hockstetter.
You sure?
Yeah, so we get the whole group of bullies. The miniseries misses him out completely.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, they kill him off very early in this. He doesn't die till a bit later on, until after the rock fight and stuff in the book.
Right, okay.
But Henry Bowers becomes more and more sadistic as the summer continues.
Mm-hmm. I think he does in this.
Because he's the one who breaks Eddie's arm.
Oh!
And ends up in hospital.
Yeah.
So I mean, that thing, he's getting worse and worse and worse. I think he kills Mike's dog.
Oh.
Before he goes after Mike. He's getting more and more sick. And it's almost like Pennywise, because he knows these kids are getting stronger. Yeah. He needs someone on the outside to try and wear them down and split them apart.
Pennywise obviously only turns up every 27 years. And this is 1989, so, bad things are happening in Derry. He's sort of got this spell on the adults as well, so they're not helping out. And there's something about the adults in this where they're sort of a little bit creepy. Yeah,
it's almost like that's the thing I really got as well with reading the book. The town is almost Pennywise itself. It's really creepy.
Okay. I think this film does well at establishing that.
Yeah, because I mean, especially with, like, for example, in the last bit in chapter 2,
Yeah.
when you read the book and we get the big final fight and stuff, when that all happens, I think the Barons completely floods Derry.
Right.
So it's like the town then starts dying.
Yeah.
And people start leaving it and whatever.
Okay.
It's really, there's like a sadness to it. It almost feels like the end of your childhood almost.
It's like the end of Buffy, that sounds like.
Yeah, it's really, I don't know, it does something to you.
Okay. That doesn't happen in
this one,
in
no.
the movies, no.
But you do definitely get it does really well in building in the fact that there's more to it than just there's a clown here. There's something that's happening to the children. The entire town almost feel like they're in on it without necessarily knowing they are.
There was talk of a part 3 for this.
I'm glad they didn't.
Where it would sort of establish what is happening in the town. There was talking about it being a prequel as well. We don't
need that.
We don't need it. So I think it's scary if you don't need it.
Yeah, I mean, unless you want to go through what happened the previous 20... That's the thing, every 27 years something happens. You get the ironworks explosion, the black spot. And then there's like a gangland shooting, that's one of the other ones.
And then, obviously, 1989, this is where we are now.
Yeah.
And then again in 2017?
Yeah. We don't need to be seeing the previous years. We know what's happened already.
Yeah, exactly. Talking about how scary this is, do you think it is when it gets going? I think there's certain set pieces that are, but
What do you think that is? What scares you?
Again, it's the stuff in the background that no one really should be paying attention to. I think the egg bit is genuinely quite creepy.
What else do you think then? If that's
that painting gets me.
Okay, what is it about the painting you find creepy?
I just think it's similar to Mama, Machete's other work, where it's sort of. It feels uncanny, where you think, oh, you can see how that would be an artist's impression of a woman, but then it's still monstrous at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's genuinely quite a good scare, because that's a good misdirect. So he puts the... I really like how the POV is from the painting, and then he tilts it back to thingy, and then the camera moves.
Yeah.
That's great directing. But then the painting falls off the wall, Stan puts it back on, and the woman isn't in the painting. And then the door opens and you can hear the flute and you think, oh, she's going to just burst through that door. But then... She's behind him. I think that's just well established.
Yeah.
I don't think the reveal of the woman is particularly creepy, but I think as a set piece, that's quite effective.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Again, I liked the build-up, but I thought the character design for her just felt too CGI and too silly for me.
Well, what do you think is the scariest bit in this?
I think the egg boy bit is really scary. I think the build-up...
You don't like how the thing...
I don't like how it moves. But I think the whole nursery rhyme stuff, the build-up with the library scene, I find really creepy.
Yeah.
Then him seeing the balloon going past. Even though balloons aren't scary.
Balloons aren't scary, guys. I mean, they are when they go bang. I don't like blowing up balloons. I don't think I can tie a balloon.
I can't blow up a balloon either.
Oh, we're screwed because we're having a party in a few weeks. Someone's going to... Okay, fine. Can we hire a balloon tire?
I think we'll just get someone doing all our helium balloons. Helium balloons.
Okay. Yeah, balloons aren't scary, guys. Stop it.
No, and then how it builds up to him obviously going down. You said the reveal with Egg Boy that he doesn't have a head was really good.
He goes down the first 2 steps and you can't see his head yet, and then plot twist, he's sort of twitching and moving.
Yeah.
And
show me again, you twitching and moving.
I'm just twitching and moving.
Guys, that was really accurate. Watch that scene and you'll see James.
Guys, what I just did was a pop and lock. So, but yeah, I think that's quite a good scene as well. I don't mind the Patrick Hockstetter bit.
That's very good as well, actually. When he sees all the children, yeah.
Are they victims of Pennywise previously? Oh, so that's Betty Ribson.
Yeah, we see Betty Ribson at the front, yeah.
Right. You know what? I don't pick up things always.
And you've seen this 6 times. You've seen this more than me. I saw it at the cinema twice, and I think that's it.
Yeah, that is it, yeah.
Shut up.
What other scenes do we get? I think it does go into a bit of a haunted house bit.
When we get the house on Newbolt Street.
When we get the house on Newbolt Street. I think the second film in particular does it more, and I'll talk about that when we do that one, but...
I personally didn't appreciate it.
I don't mind
with the door thing. Not scary, this is scary, but I could have done without that.
Oh, that's so fucking funny. That's a good payoff later on for me.
Yeah.
Do you appreciate that Richie's got a poster, a missing, so he's going to be next?
Yeah, I thought that was quite good.
Yeah, obviously they get separated. The leper's back, and Eddie falls through the floor, breaks his arm, but then a Pennywise comes out of the fridge,
And does this really weird contortion stuff.
That is the first time that the kid actors met Skarsgård.
Okay.
Because they sort of hid him away. They were like, we don't want you to see what he looks like because we want your reactions to be genuine.
Yeah.
So the first time they saw him, he was doing all this tasty, beautiful view or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's quite... I think they're...
Quite intense, really.
Yeah. I think Skarsgård said in an interview, he said, this kid's acting all terrified and stuff. And then when they yelled cut, Skarsgård was like, are you okay? And then the kid got up, who was playing Eddie, and was like, yeah, that was great, man. Let's do it again. You know what I mean? It's like, ugh, kids. I hate kids when they behave like adults.
Like, stop it!
Shut up!
But you're forgetting a really good scene that comes before that.
I am, and I want to talk about it because I think it's
because you said it's one of your favourites, and I remember this being particularly good in the trailer.
I think that the problem is that it was released in the trailer.
Do you think so? I think that's when we really saw some of the... Like, all the kids together as well was in that part of the trailer, other than, like, snapshots we've seen of them all holding hands and stuff.
This is when, the kids have all got together, so I think Mike joins them a bit later on.
Yeah.
So, but the bit where Mike is being attacked by Henry, he looks up and he sees Pennywise in the weeds.
Yeah.
I think that's where Pennywise is his most effective.
When he's in the background.
When he's in the background, when he's slightly out of focus.
Yeah.
I think it ruins it with the shot where he's waving the arm. Then they all go back to the garage with the projector. This is what...
But it's almost like a predator, isn't he? Like, chilling in the weeds, just looking at Mike.
Yeah. Just having a snack. Just sort of like watching
just snacking on George's arm.
Oh, just having a cheeky arm. But...
Why did you sound like Wacko?
Oh, I'm just having a cheeky arm. But yeah, the projector scene is very good. Yeah. I think that could work as a short film.
You think?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
I'm about to say, what kind of short film?
What kind of a horror short film? Yeah, it's like YouTube.
Wait, the projector.
Yeah, why not? The projectionist.
The projectionist.
But yeah, there's like slideshows and they're trying to see where these pipes lead to.
Yeah, these sewer pipes.
They find out it's all under the well house, which is now
Newbolt Street.
The house on Newbolt Street. And then the projector goes a bit crazy. And then it starts going through slides of Bill and Georgie and his family. Mm-hmm. And then there's the shot with all the family and it sort of zooms in on Georgie, but it pans up to the mum.
Yeah.
And then the mum's got her hair in her face.
Yeah.
And I think it's effective as well because we don't know what the mum looks like.
Yeah.
And maybe she is clown.
Well, we see her in bits of it playing the piano, but that's all she does.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Okay, maybe we do. I forgot. But anyway, the ginger hair comes over her face, and then it sort of gets pulled back, and it's Pennywise, and then he's in the projection. They're like, "Turn it off! Oh my god!" Like, and then they kick it
to the floor,
and then it's sort of out of focus again. Pennywise is better when he's out of focus. Mm-hmm. So it's like sort of getting a bit closer to the wall, and then again it comes up and he's not there, and then
it goes to black as it's another slide's about to roll,
and then he is there, and he's big. He's a big boy.
Yeah, so it's like a Jack in a Box kind of esque feel to him, isn't there?
He's got a big smile on his face. He's got sharp teeth. Mm-hmm. That's where he's quite effective as well. I think Pennywise is a bit... I don't find clowns scary. I don't know anyone... Clowns are meant to entertain and bring joy.
Have you seen in the... Okay, I'm coming back to the miniseries where they do that version of that scene after just meeting Mike?
You'll have to remind me.
So they changed it round. They've got Ben as being the one that's all into his town history and all that stuff here.
Yeah.
In the book, in the miniseries, it's Mike.
Sure.
He's the one with the big photo albums. He's the one crazy. That's why he later becomes the town librarian.
Yeah.
Because he loves his history. I love dairy history. And he's sat with a photo album, like an old album.
Oh.
All different pictures from the town. And he's going through the history of the town at the time to the kids.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, oh, there's Pennywise in all these old drawings. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, there he is again. And then it cuts to a picture of the town and the photograph starts coming to life.
Yeah.
And Tim Curry comes from the back.
And just walks up.
Well, he's waving and he's like cartwheeling and stuff, and then he sees the kids, growls, then runs, and then he climbs up like a lamppost and stares directly at them.
So it's not as good.
It's really creepy, his delivery.
Do you think?
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill you.
Next I'm gonna drive you crazy, and I'm gonna kill you all.
I'm gonna be in the moon.
Then he sticks his hand out of the picture.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not as.
It isn't, but obviously again, it was for TV.
It was TV. We had.
But the kids reacting to it again was really good without them being screamy and cryy.
Yeah, I think if you watch it as many times as I have, Jade, you notice different things, different reactions in people. So in the bit where the projection is going a bit crazy and they see Pennywise, all the kids are reacting in different ways. Richie is like, "What the fuck is that?" Because it's the first time he's seen him. Everyone's like, "Turn it off!" And then I think Eddie at some point gets his inhaler and stuff. I think just these kids, man, they're too talented and they need to be stopped.
Yeah, stop this.
You know what I mean?
I think from like the book's perspective and stuff, it's Stan hasn't seen it yet. All the other kids and stuff have seen it, and he doesn't believe it.
Oh, so he just thinks...
So the first time of him seeing anything was that.
Yeah.
And so even then, it doesn't make it real for him.
Stan's weak.
Yeah, I think it's because it's like a religious aspect. He's like he never believes it's possible. That it's actually happening.
Yeah, I think maybe this ties into his
beliefs,
fate.
Yeah.
In the next one, possibly, I don't know, but.
And fear, because that's one of the reasons why he makes the decisions he does.
Yeah, because 27 years.
Yeah.
I'm clocking out.
I know, I'm doing this again.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in a sec.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think that scene's really good. I think this film isn't without tropes, though, where it's sort of cut and paste. I think there's the gang all together and they're really at their high point. And then, obviously, they have a big fight after the stuff at Newbolt. And I think, oh, they go their separate ways. And then we get a bit of a montage. It's like, do you need that?
No.
Yeah, just crack on.
But then they're all brought together again.
Because Bev's gone missing.
Bev goes missing, yeah.
She stands up to her dad. Is it Pennywise? Who knows?
I don't know. It's kind of implied that...
What would you believe it is? Do you think it is Pennywise or do you think it is her dad going a bit...
The fact that Pennywise appears so quickly afterwards makes me feel like it had got his...
He's under his influence.
Is under his influence, yeah.
Yeah. I disagree. I think Pennywise is sort of called because Bev is finally so scared, not of Pennywise, of...
Oh, the fear's calling her there.
Yeah.
It could be.
The fear's calling Pennywise there. That's what I think, anyway.
I quite like that.
Okay. I made that up on the spot.
That's very good. Well done.
I'm a smart boy sometimes.
You went to uni.
I went to university.
And I know my movies.
So, but yeah.
Maybe that's why then it isn't as effective when he does then get her down into the sewer. She's not scared anymore because she's just got rid of her fear.
Yeah, exactly.
Her fear's dead.
Maybe, yeah.
Or something's happened to him.
He's been knocked unconscious.
Yeah, so she's got overcome that in a way.
So maybe that's why.
Oh, look at me writing films.
Well, that's my 2 cents. But yeah, she gets kidnapped by Pennywise. That's an effective jump scare if you haven't seen the trailer.
Yes.
Obviously, I had. I remember being in the screen, and that's the one that people screamed at the most.
Do you think he should have just killed her there and then?
What's stopping him? Why is he so theatrical?
Because he could have killed her and still had the body and still told the other and like removed the body so he'd got it with him in his lair and said to the others, "You'll die if you try still." And they'd all have still come calling, I think. Yeah. Even if she wasn't there.
Because he sort of grabs her and then the next time we see her, she's in
his lair.
In the lair, yeah. I don't know.
I feel like he had his opportunity and he didn't take it.
But he's about the theatre. He's a dancing clown.
Does he like playing with his food?
Maybe that's it, yeah. It's torture, isn't it, really?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the reasons why he uses fear.
It turns out, yeah. And then she says, "I'm not afraid of you."
And he's like, "Oh, shit.
You will be, though."
Yeah.
And then I'm going to open my mouth. Explain the deadlights to me, because they don't make any sense.
They don't make any sense anywhere.
Oh, okay. Well,
they're terrible. We'll talk about the deadlights of him more in a second, so I think we might talk about them more there.
Okay, yeah.
But she looks at his shiny-ass mouth lights.
Look at my mouth. I've got lights in my mouth.
Mouth lights.
Mouth lights.
My mouth hole.
But she goes up floating. And when we see his lair, with all the floaty children and stuff, you said, "What do you think to that?" And I knew when you said, "What do you think to that?" that I knew you didn't like it.
I didn't like it.
Why didn't you like it?
Just thought it was stupid.
Well, what did you want it to look like?
I didn't want to see anything. I didn't need to see all that.
Okay. I generally thought it was quite good.
I didn't need to see that. Just seeing like kids' bicycles and items would have been enough. But then, without seeing all the weird bodies floating about at the top.
But then, what's the point of the "you'll float too"? What does floating imply?
Well, they're dead, aren't they? They float to the top of the fucking water.
What water? What water?
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. But no, I appreciate it. I think that's a good imagery.
I'm glad you liked it. I thought it was silly. Personally.
Okay, fine. I think what is silly is when Pennywise turns up and he... Well, I think it's silly, but I think it's quite creepy.
Oh, when he does his little dance?
He does his little dance and makes his little love, he gets down tonight. So the thing is, "Oh, Pennywise, the dancing clown!" And then he does the shuffle that everyone does. I think it's a Fortnite dance now.
Oh.
I could be wrong.
Oh, don't miss
I'm pretty sure it is.
My nephew likes doing with stands.
Does he listen to the podcast?
No, he's a bit too young for the podcast. You'd say that, but he's seen this film.
He's seen this film?
Well, that's the thing. Kids, he got round the parental controls and he's seen the Georgie scenes
Oh, okay. And he was like, yep, love that.
We started having nightmares, so my sister found out that was what was happening.
Oh, okay.
She was like, no, let's stop all this.
Yeah.
And then I got him a Pennywise toy for his birthday.
You're terrible.
Which he absolutely loves. And you know, I got that from Smith's.
Okay.
That's a shop for children.
Okay. Are we plugging Smiths now? It's a beautiful toy store that you can get any spooky stuff.
Well, no, because it's a toy shop for kids, but it's weird that you can buy a plush toy of a clown that kills children.
You can buy pop vinyls of it as well. We've got one.
We've got two.
We've got two. So
because when we moved in together, we merged our pop vinyl collection.
Yeah.
And I had one, and you'd had one, and then I got Georgie as well.
Mm-hmm.
But you have the chapter 2 pop
Yeah,
vinyl.
yeah.
I've got chapter 1.
Oh, okay.
So together we've
got a franchise. Yeah, that dance is stupid. I think it's stupid, but it's on the right side of not stupid.
Do you think it's unsettling because his face is still in? It doesn't move.
Yeah, I don't know how they shot that, but yeah, I think it is that his face stays in one position.
And the screen and his body's
and
all
he's getting
moving
closer and
differently.
closer and stuff. Yeah, I think that's really, really effective. That was the chair, that wasn't me.
My sister likes to do that dance when she's drunk.
Does she?
Yeah. You'll see all that at our party soon.
Wonderful. So, yeah, Bev's in the floaty bit, but all the kids are going down into the sewers, but not without a confrontation with Henry Bowers.
Yes, so Henry Bowers loses his shit.
He's gone mad, hasn't he? He's sort of been shown up in front of his friends one too many times.
By his dad,
By his dad, by his mates.
Well, his dad's abusive, isn't he?
Yeah, and obviously they lost the rock war.
Yeah, so the rock war is what sends him over the edge in the book.
Yeah.
That's what does it.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets more and more sick after that.
Okay. So he kills his dad in this.
I liked that sequence with the kids' TV show. Because we see different snippets of that TV show all the way through this film.
All the way through it, it's sort of going, oh, the sewers is a nice place to play. Yeah,
and no one's paying any attention to the fact that that's what it's saying.
But is it what it's saying, or is it what Pennywise wants you to hear?
I think a lot of it's what Pennywise wants you to hear.
Yeah. Because obviously that show would be cancelled in the first. It would not make it past season 1.
But it's Derry, so it could be.
Exactly.
He could be the executive producer on that show.
Maybe. Producer. Pennywise.
Pennywise, a dancing clown production.
Kids' TV shows like, kill them all!
Kill them all! And he was like, whoa, good hand for him. And that seems genuinely quite good.
Pennywise is just like staring at Henry killing his dad. And he's like, yeah.
Kill him
all. Kill them all!
Yeah, and then afterwards he sends Henry to kill.
Because
he's still a little bit weak because they've just shown him up in the house on Newbolt Street.
Yeah.
So Pennywise isn't maybe as strong as he could be.
So he needs Henry to get...
So he's using Henry.
Yeah.
And their fear of Henry as well.
I think Mike is the lightning rod of Henry's affection.
Yeah, so he particularly likes going after Mike.
So there's a decent fight. I think there's a good piece of foreshadowing early in the film, literally first 10 minutes maybe, where Mike's guardian, I think guardian because his parents are dead, says, "Oh, you can either be one person, you can either be out here with us, or you can be in there," pointing to the sheep that he's killing.
Yeah.
And you won't know about it until you put the bolt next to your head.
Someone will make that decision for you.
Someone will make that decision for you. At that point, it'll be too late. And then that's what happens.
Henry does put the bolt to his head.
And then he makes that decision to stand up to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We like that. And then he plunges him towards a well, and Henry just...
bounces off the walls.
Bounces off all the walls. And it's like, you would not survive that, Mr. Bowers.
I was surprised when he rocked up again in the second one.
Yeah.
I was like, he was dead. Like, he fell to his death.
He should not be alive.
Even if there was water at the bottom of that well, you've bounced off that too many times.
Yeah, you would be dead, sir.
Yeah. Anyway, while they're all doing that, there's a stuff happening with Stan. Mm-hmm. Dear Stan, I wrote to you, but you're staying cold. Where he's being attacked by the woman, the creepy. There's a lot of scuttling.
Yeah.
And then
the idea is out of all of them, Stan's the weaker link out of all of them. So that's why Pennywise keeps trying to chip at him first.
Yeah. And it appears to be working.
You don't get that as much in this, though. I feel like he's still written... I mean, he's the weaker character out of all of them.
Yeah.
But he's written as well as acted, I think, in this.
Yeah.
Not all of it's the child actor's fault.
You get what you're given.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
but that's what Pennywise is going after. But he does still seem like he does fight him at the end as well. Like he actively gets involved. He doesn't just sit like a wet lettuce being, oh my god, keep away.
There's a good bit where they're all together. Oh, you said you wouldn't leave or whatever. That's a good piece of acting by all of them.
Yeah.
Which is really nice.
That was a creepy image as well. Pennywise just sucking face with him.
Yeah. as the woman.
Yeah.
And then going into the tube as the woman and then coming back out as Pennywise. Why is he just doing that? Just that sort of... It looks
you can't see me!
Yeah, it looks like Skarsgård isn't there. It's just like they've got a picture of him, and like a cutout, and he's
just
going,
woohoo!
Yeah, woo! Then Bill goes off because he thinks he sees Georgie again. Fucking Georgie, man.
If anyone should know by now that Pennywise is playing tricks on them, it should be him.
Yeah.
And yet he follows it.
He follows it anyway. But he sees Georgie in the sewer, and he's like, oh, he's got no arm, for one.
Well, we'll get Beverly back first.
Yeah, with a kiss from Ben.
It's really funny when he kisses them and they go, oh.
They all go, oh, that's not okay, man. It seems to work, but you noticed a book in Ben's...
In Beverly's room, she's got the frog prints.
Which is kiss it, makes it better.
Well, it's like True Love's Kissy sort of thing.
True Love's
but I mean,
kiss.
he is like the bit of an ugly duckling, isn't he, in this? That's what they're going for with his character.
Yeah.
And he gets a big glow up in the second.
January Embers.
So maybe that's the thing. Maybe that's her...
Your hair is winter fire.
That's her Prince Charming.
Yeah. My heart burns there too. It's so nice.
It's such a beautiful poem.
It's a nice poem. It's not very long, but your
it's my
hair
heroine's
is
thing.
winter fire. January
Embers.
January Embers. My heart burns there too. Is it a limerick? It's... I don't know.
Limerick? No.
No, I don't think it was. Anyway.
We get Georgie.
Georgie's back. Look to see him. Good little kid. Cute little kid.
Oh, he breaks my heart. He's such a cute little child. And his acting's beautiful. I think he's so sweet.
He was chasing his little boat.
It's when he starts crying, I want to go home.
Yeah.
That character did not deserve what happens to him.
No, he really doesn't. But then...
In such a graphic way as well that we get to see it.
He dies twice, technically.
Yeah.
I think Bill's... Earlier in the film, again, foreshadowing, Pennywise says, Bill's going to kill you. And then Bill puts the cattle prod up to a Georgie's head.
And he's like sobbing, isn't he?
He's like,
oh no, don't do it.
And then fucking pulls the trigger. And then...
We said jokes on Bill if that is Georgie.
Can you imagine? That would have been a great plot twist. Even Pennywise would have rocked up and be like, whoa.
Whoa, you've got issues.
Yeah. Turns out it's Pennywise.
Yeah.
He does the big extend the arms thing, which I think is a good effect.
I liked that.
Yeah, me too. But then Pennywise is like, right, it's me against these fucking kids. But he grabs Bill. He's like, I'm going to take him. I take all of you. And, you know.
That's a good piece of dialogue as well.
What? Where he
it's
says...
like when he says, I'll take him. I can take him and then I'll get you all individually.
And you'll all live happy lives. Yeah.
It was
until death takes you back to the
weeds.
Old age takes you back to the weeds.
That's such a poignant line.
That's horrible.
That comes for us all though, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well,
spooky season, guys.
Spooky season.
We're all gonna die.
Here. We're going back to the weeds, guys. Woo!
Woo! Back to the weeds.
Can't wait for the weeds. So they all go. Well, Richie goes. Well, Bill, this is your fault. Like, I've been through hell. This has been a horrible time. So now we're gonna have to kill this fucking clown.
That's pretty badass when he just grabs that bat.
And then they all go to town on him.
Yeah.
Like, Pennywise gets beat. Have you seen the behind the scenes footage of it?
No, I haven't.
Where they're just getting ready to shoot the shot and Skarsgård's like, hey guys, you're all ready to beat the shit out of me? He's in full costume.
He's loving life.
He's great. Yeah, he seems like a nice guy, this Skarsgård.
Yeah, they all seem like nice family to be fair.
Yeah, sure, why not? So, yeah, they all beat the shit out of him. Pennywise tries to get them scared again.
Doesn't work.
Doesn't work. He appears as the leper again. He appears as Bev's dad. They're past it now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he appears as Bev's dad, and then she mouths him.
With a rod.
Into the mouth.
Yeah. And what does that imply? Well, that doesn't imply anything. That's disgusting. But yeah, then it becomes apparent that Pennywise is scared of them.
Yeah, he's scared because they aren't scared of him.
Yeah.
And that's so that he's not had that before.
I think it was Dune that said fear is the mind killer.
Yeah, people are more afraid if they
Nothing to fear but fear itself.
Exactly.
I forget who said that. I think it was Scarecrow in Batman Begins.
Didn't Dumbledore say that as well?
Probably. Who knows?
all the great people.
All the great people who are no longer with us have said that.
I'll talk about fear.
Yeah. Pennywise disappears for 27 years. He has a big old nap.
Well, they don't think that initially, do they? They think he's gone.
Yeah, so they think if he comes back, we'll come back to Derry.
We'll come back together, yeah, and they make a blood pact.
I don't understand blood pacts.
You've never seen any movie ever?
I've seen 2 movies where blood pacts happen. I think one of them is The Hangover.
Okay.
I could be wrong, and I think Stand By Me. Stand By Me
I don't remember Stand By Me having one.
Okay, maybe not then. I've seen one film with a blood pact, and it was The Hangover.
Okay. And this is your second.
And
then.
this one, yeah. There we go.
Okay, nice story there.
Yeah, I just thought I'd let you know. And then they all leave. Stan leaves first. That's very poignant. That's going to come back later.
Yeah.
And then they all sort of disappear. And then Bill gives Bev a nice kissy wissy.
She's on her way, yeah.
So, like, what gives?
And then she kisses him back and puts her bloody ass hand all over his cheek.
Yeah.
She could have used her other one.
I think all of us in the cinema went, ugh.
I don't control the hand.
The hand controls me. But it's a nice ending, I think. It's very, like, hopeful.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's got like, because of the kind of the way the sun is and stuff, the way that scene's lit.
It is
it's
lit.
almost like towards the end of the day. It's kind of like the end of their childhood almost.
Yeah, this is their new
They're
beginning.
growing up now, yeah. Because they've kind of, in a way, they've kind of killed that childhood fear. It's gone now.
Yeah, so they're men now. And
so that's thing, they're growing up. I mean, we know that Bev already has just started puberty.
She's a woman now.
Yeah.
Stan does his bar mitzvah, he's a man.
Yeah, so it's all...
symbolism.
Yeah, so it's almost like, it's like when you see that thing that comes around on Facebook, you know, it says like there was a time when you'd have gone out with your friends on the street and you wouldn't have known that was the last time you'd ever have been out to play.
Yeah.
That's the kind of same
vibe.
Same vibe it's got, and I think it hits all of us the same way because we've all had good friends like that. I think most of us have.
It's sort of like grown apart sort of thing.
Yeah.
Well, that was...
But it's nice, because it's nice memories and stuff, isn't it? I mean, not that particular one. I've had
not
someone like that.
None of us have thought of a really evil clown in our
You
childhood.
haven't done that?
What?
Ah, well.
January Embers! Is it better than Space Jam?
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Yeah, it fucking is, isn't it? This is a really good film.
I love this film.
I really get a kick out of it every time I watch it.
Oh, I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I've not seen it as much as I've seen the miniseries. Obviously, I grew up watching that.
Do you prefer the miniseries?
Yes.
What?
But again, it's gonna always be forever in my heart.
Yeah. Somewhere.
And it flips between the adults as well during the miniseries.
That's what I don't like about it. It goes back and
did.
forth. No. I'm glad that this one just focused on the kids.
Because we'll talk about it more in part 2, but automatically you straight away get this set up, like for example with Beth and her dad.
Yeah.
You see what she's doing initially. It's kind of, I don't remember really much of part 2.
We'll get there. We're gonna watch that literally
you
right
automatically see what she's grown up doing exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, ooh, interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, it is better than Space Jam. I think people forget how much this was hyped up. There was a hype for it, and people loved it.
Yeah.
But now no one really talks about it. Do you know what I mean? I think if people go people still go, oh, the Tim Curry one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think as well, one of the things I like about part 1 of the miniseries is the fact that we already know it's back.
Yeah.
Because that's how it does the story. Mike's calling them all individually.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh shit, we already know it's back and they're already coming back. And then it ends with what opens chapter 2. And it's like, oh shit, this is quite, ominous.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, that was it, chapter 1.
I think the stronger of the two.
Absolutely. It falls to part in the second one. I've got a lot of love for the second one,
But
though.
so does the book.
Yeah.
I mean, they make a joke about this, don't they, about endings.
Stephen King can't do endings, famously.
But I mean, The Shining's got a great ending.
Yeah, the Kubrick one.
Well, the same thing happens to the character that we're talking about in both of them. They meet the same end.
Yeah, no, but it's like the Kubrick one's better.
I don't think this is a completely different
This
film.
completely
different film.
You'll never get me to watch that TV Shining.
But for example, I like the ending to Carrie.
With the hand. The hand comes out of the grave.
Well, I think what happens to them is, I think it's a good ending.
Okay.
I don't necessarily like it all. Let's all go off into the sunset sort of ending.
Yeah, you like a...
Like Pet Sematary, I think is really dark, and I like that.
They go back. Sometimes dead is better.
You've not seen that yet.
I just know the South Park thing. But yeah, chapter 1. That was it. That was it. Let's go watch chapter 2.
Oh, I'm so excited. Let's go get some Halloween goodies.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Okay, thanks, guys. See you in the next part of the bit. Chapter 1? What?
The bit chapter 1.
Yeah. See you shortly.
Bye.